Hey, this is Andrew Salazar.
This is Phil Pryback.
We are with West Coast Disc Golf and Technicolor Printing, and we are covering the Battle of the Lakeside at Mirada Regional Park. We have the men's open division, Parker Welck, Bobby Musik,
Chris Keseloff and Chris Shotwell made the lead card of the second round.
We're going over hole one right now. It's pretty simple hyzer right now. We got Parker Welck in the lead, and here we go, guys.
Yeah, this shot is pretty much just a nice easy hyzer, but you got a nice little hill that you got to play with. So if you just kind of like dive a hyzer into the side of the hill, generally it grabs. You always have a risk of it rolling away, but most of the time it's pretty routine for these guys.
Yeah, these guys, you should be, if you're not in the circle, you're pretty bummed out. I think Parker's sitting a little bit outside the circle, and the other guys are probably about a little in the circle, downhill putt. Bobby, being Bobby.
Textbook.
So Parker's a little bit inside.
Beautiful putt. They're saying that his putt was on this first round, and he continued to putt really nicely the second round.
Shotwell.
Easy
money. Got a nice little opening start frame for the last round.
Yeah, it's a great way to start off.
All right, we are going into hole two. Hole two has probably about a 15-20 foot window. You wanna throw something nice, maybe a little hyzer flip, maybe a little overstable. What do you think, Phil?
Depending on how far you throw, this one's like 360, kind of downhill. There's a mando. That first eucalyptus tree over there on the right is a mando. It's got some orange tape around it. If you got something that's nice and stable, you just kind of just throw it straight and let it do its work and skip toward the basket. As you see, Parker Welck had a pretty nice skip.
Yeah,
generally don't hit the hill and skip like that. Shotwell. You always risk when you get it a little high and it starts hyzering early. You always get caught in that tree. I've never really seen anyone get through it. And Chris Keseloff, he's really known for those forehand shots.
It's a great looking forehand.
And it's a tough line to get to because there's a kind of a tree right away on your left, and it kind of blocks that line a little bit. But Chris has thrown it many times, so he knows how to throw it.
Yeah.
And Bobby could probably.
Bobby's the king of Mirada, man. He's Bobby's money.
Been around. I mean, if you guys watch any videos from Mirada, you know Bobby grew up around here. And he's been here, and everyone knows him from here. He's a great athlete, great player, really nice guy.
Parker, great putt.
Good putt. Keeping that lead going, knowing that Bobby's gonna tap it in, he still makes that putt. The other guys tapping in for their pars. Bobby.
Easy tapping.
Keeps the bag on, no worries.
All right, looking good. Hole three at Lamy, about 250. You got a little bit uphill. Then you got a little downhill with. If you go too far, you're going to be going in the parking lot, and you're going to be OB. You can see that sidewalk and that pavement right there. You definitely want to miss that. If you're a little short, you will have that downhill death putt that you're not looking for.
Yeah.
And Parker's right about there.
I think he ended up just a little bit short, probably edge of the circle. Bobby, with a really nice kick off that tree, that had a potential to skip down and go OB. It looks like Shotwell just turned his forehand shot a little bit over, a little bit too much, but it stayed in, so he's all right. You can just pitch up and take a three. Keseloff is money with that pig forehand, backhand. He throws it great.
What a great shot.
That's the best spot you can be.
Easy tapping. Keseloff.
Shotwell.
Shotwell.
Yeah.
It looks good. I think it's safe.
Every time you throw an upshot there and you don't see it, it goes down the hill a little bit. There's always a risk, but
Parker
running it like a man, no fear. That's a good run.
Shotwell, nice
upshot. I think he might have tapped the tree a little bit too, but Bobby, to tie for the lead. There it is, right there. So far, 3 holes and 3 tap-ins for Bobby. He hasn't really had to putt yet, which is awesome.
Hole 4. You're going to see most open players throwing the roller. You really don't have a chance to get there with an air shot. You can probably get a good look at maybe 50 foot putt, and you're going straight down where the drone's going right here. Yeah. You can land.
For right-hand throwers, you're basically, I mean, if you can flex something, maybe you can get to that tree if you get real lucky, that one last guardian tree. But the roller is the way to go here. It'll get you through, and it'll basically give you the best kind of putt.
You do have to have a real nice line for that roll. You have trees on both sides, and if you hit, you're going to have a tough approach. Bobby making it look pretty easy. He's going to be left with about 30-foot putt.
Yeah, he rolled away just a little bit, but it's fine. Chris throwing that forehand roller.
But see too many guys throw that forehand roller in the weeklies.
Not too many.
But, I mean, it's not bad. It's not a bad shot.
It's an real easy 3 from there. And Parker
he
tosses it up.
He went pretty high for that.
Yeah, that was a little bit risky with a lot of trees up there on the ceiling, but he made it through. And
he is parked.
Yep, that's a great roller. It's a wonderful shot.
This is not an easy hole. The AM day, I didn't see one person who got this.
Oh yeah, forgot to mention. Right now, you're talking to the AM champion the day before, Andrew Salazar, winning the Battle of the Lakeside AM champion, shooting 11 down in 2 rounds, which would have actually got him like what was it, 4th or 5th, something like that in the open day. So nice job, Andrew.
Oh, thank you. Definitely wasn't easy. Came down to the very last. Literally the last putt on 18.
Bobby for his birdie. A little bit of a win. Oh,
Bobby.
Not very characteristic of Bobby to miss it, but it happens. Beautiful putt.
Yeah, Bobby's an absolutely incredible player. Kind of makes you mad when you know he doesn't play at Lamy every week, but when you know he's playing, it's there goes my rating.
Yep. Bobby, you can see he wasn't too happy right there with that, but it's okay. So Parker taking the lead again.
Parker, great job, man. Hole 5, Lamy, you're going up the middle. You're going to want to throw something that's pretty overstable.
Yeah, you want to stay left of this tree because it's a nice hyzer right there next to those.
The hard part with this hole is when you hyzer in, you have these palm trees to contend with, and you're probably going to hit one of them. You really got to throw something that's going to get in between both of those 2 palm trees.
Parker throwing a forehand. I don't see too many forehands on this, but I guess he was hoping that maybe it would flex back toward the basket. Bobby throwing a great shot.
Oh, looking good. Bobby. Dang, that's just...
Bobby was saying he got him and Keseloff right here got punished for throwing too perfect of a shot.
Wow.
That was skipping right to the basket. Those were great shots. It's just palm tree just blocking it.
Shotwell keeping it high.
I think Shotwell might have seen that and maybe he pumped it threw it a little bit harder to get around those trees. And Bobby had a really terrible line right here. He was literally those 2 palms were exactly in his way, and he had to straddle pretty far out to get to that putt. And Chris again had another jump putt.
Wow, Parker, that putting is looking absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that was probably like 28, 30 feet, I would say. Probably edge of the circle. So smooth.
Ooh, nice.
Shotwell is just, everything about him is so smooth. He makes it look like throwing like 400, 450. He makes it look like he's trying to throw like 250. It just comes so smooth.
Upshot smoothness.
It's beautiful. Love it. So Parker taking a two-stroke lead at this point. You know,
we've got hole 6 at Lamy.
Looking pretty good.
Most of these are going to be not something flat. It's going to finish left. You want to be careful of the right OB and going long on this hole. See a lot of guys typically get to the left of it.
Parker doing something. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe it's a rock 3 or
That's
something
pretty good.
like that.
That's not. You got a little straddle right there, and he's good to go.
Another shorter putt, shot, but
yeah, most of them are throwing mid range. What are you throwing here, Phil?
yeah, I got a Star Crow that I love to throw, and it's just money for me. I just throw it out on a hyzer every time, and it comes in and it doesn't skip too far. It doesn't have too much glide, so it skips right to that basket. I love it.
Ooh, Bobby.
Oh, barely comes back in.
Uncharacteristic of Bobby. Shotty. Oh my gosh.
Money.
Smooth.
Good putt.
Yeah, I'm usually throwing the rock 3 on here. I release it flat and it comes up nice. Usually,
there is a forehand line, but it's not much easier. I guess if you're a lefty, you would prefer to throw a lefty hyzer toward it. But Parker. As you can see, as you can hear, we had a little bit of wind, but honestly, today was really that day was really good conditions for what it's been at La Mirada. It's for the past couple months, it's been like 15-mile-an-hour winds, which is, I know it's nothing for anybody outside of California, but for California, La Mirada winds, that's something to deal with. But second round was perfect. No wind, no nothing. This next hole, there's two ways to go about it. You can either go through this gap, but everything on that sidewalk and right is OB. You can try to throw a flex shot through the gap to get down to the basket, or you can throw a big Anheuser shot and try to let it flex right here towards the end and let it come back and sit towards this basket. If you've got the power, there's also a forehand option, but it's quite a pump if you want to throw a forehand. Shotwell goes nice and low
through the gap.
Through the gap.
That's looking great.
It was a great shot. Maybe it flexed out a little bit late, so he had quite a putt. Parker, I didn't know he could throw a forehand so far, but he just chucks it.
Wow.
And it hits that big tree right there. Otherwise, it would have been perfect.
Bobby also going up the middle, and that is looking absolutely incredible.
Yep,
wow.
The skip and everything. He made the adjustment, and he got that flex right there at the end.
Keseloff, was that sidearm, forearm up the middle?
Yeah, he loves throwing that destroyer.
That's the first time I've seen that. That's incredible.
Yeah, he's really good at flexing those, but it skipped a little further out. I thought I missed this, but I guess I got it. He made a great putt. He's really good at those.
That was at least 50 feet right there.
Yeah, he's really good at those step putts. He throws it off of his, I think it's his right foot is forward, right? No, left foot. I don't know.
You know what?
Opposite foot. It feels really weird, but he does a really good job at it. Bobby tapping it in. It's making it look easy. Parker for the 3. There you go.
Good job, Parker.
Bobby got one back, but I think Parker still got it right now. Nice putt. Oh, yeah. There was a bird attacking. I don't know what it was doing, but there was a bird going after a squirrel, and they were making some noise, and I don't know. It was just
hole 8. You got a couple of different routes. You got this low route under that branch right there, which the drone is going to hit. Nope, it misses. You got a low skip shot. Typically, if it's not the grass isn't wet, it's a great play. Most of the other guys are going to go high and do a big hyzer skip. One thing you have to be careful of is not going too far and getting the downhill and rolling really far.
Yeah,
we've seen rolls that go OB and it's not fun.
Yeah, I've thrown a couple times and I've seen people.
Bobby, awesome.
Landing it right where you want to land. You want to land kind of like right before the hill starts to slope. You want to hit the ground and then kind of just settle in on that slope.
Keseloff looking pretty good too.
Yep, not bad. I've seen a lot of people go over some trees and then try to spike into the basket, but that always risks rolling. Parker tries to go same route, but he hits the trees.
And this is not a fun upshot where Parker landed. It is not easy.
No,
you got it to sit right on that grass, and you want something that's going to grab because we have seen too many rollerways. Oh wow!
Fearless goes for it. It was a good, really good bid at it.
Shotwell, about 45.
Same thing. Oh,
that's a hard. That's
from our view, it looked really good. Oh, Bobby normally has those too, but he's missing some putts too. Yeah, they were talking about those chains, those splash outs, and it was happening quite a bit this past weekend. It happened a couple times to some other players earlier in the first round, and happened in the AM day as well.
It happened to me. I hit dead center, and I got a pushback. Felt like Ricky.
So right now we got a good little race going. This next hole, it's not too far. I want to say it's like max 300, but it's downhill, so it plays even shorter. But generally, if you're a right-hander, you want to throw something low, something super stable that'll skip and kind of hit at the edge of the circle and go right toward the basket. Or if you have a forehand, you want to throw a nice easy forehand down there and let it skip toward the basket. You're going to see Bobby show us how to throw a
forehand route. Missed that tree.
The backhand route. He skips a little early, but he's still inside the circle. Got a pretty easy putt. And Keseloff will show us how to throw the forehand. You want to flex it out just a little bit and let it hyzer in.
See, Phil, you like the forehand route, don't you?
I just started throwing it again. It's nice because on that backhand line, you kind of have to get by that first tree. And then there's that other tree down there that is always a risk of hitting.
Good shot, Parker.
Yeah, Parker.
See, I think I prefer the backhand route because when it hyzers with the green, and if you hit on top like that, if he hit 10 feet further up, he was going to probably roll a beat.
Yeah, that's the risk.
So many people do that.
That's the risk of going forehand. I just, for me, at least recently, I've been throwing. When I used to throw that backhand route, I used to skip a little too close to that basket. It's really skippy, and then it'll skip away like 30, 40 feet. Nice putt, Bobby.
Good job, Bobby.
Knowing that Parker's going to tap his in, he makes it.
What's the disc Bobby has in his hand? You know what it is?
I know he's been.
Is it an overmold?
I don't know. I know he's been putting with those new. What are those?
He's got a signature disc now, right?
Yes. What is it called?
Sinus?
Sinus. I don't know what it's called. Something like that. I don't know what his driver is. I'm not too familiar with latitude stuff, but.
All right.
Shotwell
Parker's still holding it.
Yeah, barely by one.
Hole 10, one of my favorite holes here. It is a nice ante shot, something that's going to hook back. I'm typically throwing a destroyer on here. That's pretty understable. What are you throwing?
Understable. Yeah, if I want, I could throw the destroyer and put it on a tiny bit of an ante line, and have it come back. Most of the time, I have a beat-in Metal Flake Thunderbird that I like to throw here. I know it'll come back, and I don't have to try to give it a little, throw it overstable. But Bobby, I think, was trying to do the same thing. It stabled out a little too quick. And
you know what's funny? For the first round that I played for the AM, I threw it the same way I throw for the weeklies, but the weeklies we had that 15-mile-an-hour wind, and I didn't make that adjustment. And I'm landing at the same place these guys are landing, and then I came for the final round, made the adjustment, and I parked it five feet from it.
Dang. Yeah, this one is also good if you throw something a little bit like a little bit of an understable fairway driver. That could work too. Just don't throw it too hard and make it flip over. Because once it flips over, it's gonna go even with that hill, and it's not coming back. You're gonna have a really hard uphill putt.
Parker, about what, 60 out?
Yeah,
that's a big 60-foot uphill putt.
Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good from there. It's a pretty low ceiling right there. He got stuck in a pretty bad spot. Yeah, Keseloff was testing that hill to see where his foot was going to land right before the putt.
When you have that awkward, Oh,
that was looking so bad. It was looking like it was going to roll down the hill.
You know, those when you have that uneven for your footing, it just, you know, that's something I've been struggling with, and I really want to start nailing down. Bobby for the par. Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
Shotwell par.
Oh, second time. That was
straight through. That's dirty.
That was mean. Happened to him in hole 8 and 10. I think it got to him a little bit, but that was that went straight.
He looks
through.
Like he's keeping it cool.
Yeah.
Good composure.
Oh yeah, Shotwell's world-class player. He's a great guy. He didn't even let it phase him. It happened, and then he let it go and moved on with his round. Great guy.
All right, hole 11. You have a big uphill, and you got to hit this little gap the drone is growing to. It honestly, it feels like about a 6, maybe 7 foot tall window that you need something to flex back, and then kind of flex back out. You typically want to be on the left side of the slanting tree. You don't want to be in front of that and have this awkward putt.
Yeah. Right
here would be the perfect spot.
You could be like 15, 20 feet away, but you'd have to throw. It'd be just a terrible putt. Bobby somehow.
Oh dang! That's not.
I don't know if he went on the right. I think he stayed left of it.
It looked like he just hyzered out a little bit.
Parker chucking his forehand shot and nailed that tree. Again, it's a really low ceiling.
You got to have a big forehand to be able to go up that and through it.
These two guys.
Wow. Yeah, both these guys are wow.
I think.
Oh my gosh! He just went past the basket.
Yeah, he skipped. He went up that tree a little bit and went right past the basket. It was actually really fortunate it didn't stay behind that tree.
Yeah, the camera makes it look so much easier than this is really not an easy hole.
No, not at all. Even this upshot, I mean,
yeah, you have a low ceiling upshot right there. You can't see that.
Yeah, many times disregard those hanging branches and you always friggin'
you can't go higher than what, 8 feet, 9 feet, 8 feet, 9 feet,
9 feet. Oh,
and then you have all these. If you go too low, you have all these roots on the floor that are going to stop you, Bobby.
Oh my gosh,
Bobby!
Oh, that was looking so good. Getting the bird
with the 2.
Wow. Come back to get closer to the leaderboard. Parker tapping it in for 2003.
Is Bobby your we got Keseloff's on only 2?
Yeah, I think so. We got Andrew Speth walked with them and was just chilling the whole round. Another great guy.
Hole 12. If you walk away with par here, at least for the AMs, you're feeling pretty good.
And for the open players too, this is not an easy hole.
You got the one route is going under that dead tree right there, something straight, and it's going to finish left. The other route is the Big Annie, and some of the new route that we get to see is the big sidearm route, which is absolutely incredible.
All the way to those trees. Actually,
that's freaking awesome.
If you want to throw a pure hyzer sidearm, you got to go. Actually, probably got to go around those palm trees to come at it.
That's such a big sidearm shot.
Yeah. Bobby's showing us what most players like to do. Oh, get a nice.
And that's not terrible. What is it? He's probably going to be. Oh my gosh! Stop rolling.
You'll see.
Is it coming back? Oh, it rolls back.
Yeah.
It looks to be about 35, 40 out.
Parker flexing this forehand.
Oh my gosh, this
was a bomb. It was just he crushed it. He almost hit those trees down by the next hole.
He went long with the sidearm. This is crazy.
He throws it far.
And this is the play I like to do. For me, it's the safe shot. Oh my gosh,
it was coming back and then it nails that tree.
But you know what? You're safe there. You you don't have that downhill upshot.
Yeah, as you can see, it's not too hard.
He's got a safe run.
Not too hard of an upshot from here. What you don't really want to do is end up on the top of the hill and putt and have to run it at the basket on that super steep downhill.
Oh, Keseloff.
Downhill putt.
That was looking nice.
So this is where Parker landed. That's pretty much like a
That's ridiculous.
maybe like a 450-foot forehand sidearm. It's just crush. Bobby rolled all the way down to the gutter and just.
And that's not an easy putt either. He's got that awkward footing, and
it's not easy, but that's not typical Bobby again to hit the top of the band right there. As you can see, he's missing some of his putts, but he's still hanging in there, and they're still battling it out. Him and Welck.
Oh, he's just happy. Look at him. He smiles.
Yeah, Welck Parker was having a great time.
All right, now we're getting to hole 13, which I think is the hardest hole on the front side.
And probably the close, maybe the front and back. Just it's really technical.
On the open card, you might see a couple twos, but I mean, if you're getting a two, you're having a great round on this hole. What are you throwing on this hole?
I switched off. Sometimes I throw that same Metal Flake Thunderbird, or sometimes I throw in a beat-in Destroyer, something that's low and that'll glide, and I know won't go right. Won't go left. Sorry, won't hyzer. I've tried to throw this flex forehand, but for me it's tough.
This is an incredibly low ceiling.
Yeah.
This is not an easy hole.
Yeah. Bobby nicks one of the trees and
Parker
stops him. Parker tries that forehand route, and it catches some.
He got lucky that it stayed in bounds.
Yeah, I've seen that happen and roll straight into the lake. It's not fun.
Yeah, I tried the forehand once in the Golden Lake.
Yeah,
that was it.
No more forehand.
Nope. I was like, oh, I'll practice it on the other ones first. Oh, Bobby. You didn't see Bobby throw too many forehands.
No, he will only pull it out if he really has to.
And that was great.
Yeah, that was wonderful. That was a good shot.
I've seen him throw it on a hole 3 on the backside, and he parked it.
See, Shotwell not too happy with that.
Yeah, that's a hard upshot too.
It's still low ceiling, but
Parker.
Yeah, a little disappointed he didn't get that down, but Parker.
That's nice. Good. That should be good. 20 foot.
Yeah,
20 foot.
Easy 3. Shotwell to save the par. Gives it a run. Gives it a chance at least.
Yeah, it's a tough hole. I saw big scores on this, at least on my card.
Keseloff for the birdie. Drains it.
Wow.
Great putt.
Yeah, you're always happy to get a 2 here.
It's really good too.
Probably only like
there's only got to be
a handful.
Couple, yeah.
A handful people on and
Pro
Day.
You know, to get into the circle like that, I have very rarely seen anyone throw a backhand and get in the circle. It's typically the forehand. Yeah. Anyone who I've seen ace run even get close to hitting metal, it's always been forehand.
Yeah, I mean, and if you want to get the backhand down there, you have to kind of get one of those like what is it called? Not anti-hyzer skips, or what are those called?
Yeah, the reverse skip. Hole 14, about 390. Little uphill, might play a little bit like 400. You're going to just see these guys throw your traditional hyzer, and this should be no problem for them.
Pretty much for most open players, this is a routine hyzer shot. Keseloff ending up a little short here.
Yeah, if you're in open and you're not getting this hole, you're probably feeling bad about yourself.
Yeah, you're pretty frustrated if you're not getting this one. It's like a 350, 365, I would say. It's just a hyzer. Just get it up there and lay it up. It's wide open, really. I would say for some open players, the bigger problem is throwing it too deep, usually.
Yeah, and that's what we see a lot.
Shotwell's going to make it look like he's barely even trying.
Yeah, that's really smooth.
And it's just going to be right there, maybe like
great shot.
20, 25 feet max.
Keseloff.
Why try to go around those trees? Hits the basket.
Yeah, that's a hard putt too.
Yeah, those. If you miss, you kind of want to miss where Parker is. At least you got a nice wide open look at it.
Parker's got a really nice putt.
It comes out of his hands real smooth. Shotwell. Nice straddle. Drains it. Bobby, easy tap in for Bobby. No worries here. Yeah, La Mirada is usually a pretty, on the weekends, it's a pretty crowded park, so you're going to have to just be, you're going to have to be careful for kids running around. I think I don't know. It was Keseloff, but a kid ran right in front of Keseloff right before he was going to throw, so he had to stop. This next hole is pretty easy. It's a downhill hyzer. It's pretty much the opposite of the hole before, except it's shorter.
A lot of the open guys will see throwing Firebirds. Some guys with the bigger arms will be throwing Gators, some Rock 3Xs.
Yeah. Just throw something, hang it out way wide, and generally the wind kind of pushes left. So if you turn over your disc too much and get it too high, it'll hyzer out. But Bobby's showing you how it's done. Parker, another good-looking shot. Yep, it's looking all right. Probably inside the circle. I think he.
Oh, that's not bad.
But it was a little tight to the straight, so that was perfect. That's Keseloff.
Oh shoot!
Not quite enough. Not quite enough fade right there. Just stayed a little straight. He's gonna leave himself with a long putt.
Oh wow!
Chris Keseloff.
He's pretty good with that.
Yeah, he is. He's actually. I've seen him have putts that are like 31 feet, and he'll do that step putt and he'll drain it every time. He's really good at it. Oh, Bobby!
Is that to keep pace with Parker?
I think so. Yeah, I think Parker.
Is Parker 2 ahead now?
No, I think he's 1. I'm not sure. We'll find out right now. But either way, Bobby wasn't really happy with that. I know that. This is another one you pretty much have to get. Yeah, Parker's 2 ahead.
2 ahead, 3 to go. Hole 16, about 420. You got a little uphill. Pretty simple. You have OB to the right of the sidewalk and beyond, and then you have OB deep. That bathroom up to the left there's a walkway. It will play OB. You won't see too many guys get there.
Yeah, if you throw something and throw like a stable disc and it hyzers out a little too early and you get on top of that hill, it could skip and go OB. It's happened a couple times. And most of these guys will just throw a straight driver and try to get it up there, try to hyzer it on the hill so it sticks. Shotwell. He makes it look so easy. Just throwing it basically past the basket a little bit. Got that nice little roll. Throwing about 420, 430 feet. Great shot.
Bobby's played this hole once or twice, huh?
Yeah, just a couple times.
And
right there too. Him and Shotwell were nails. Just made this hole look super easy. A lot easier than it really is. Chris came out a little low, trying to skip up that hill. It's really hard to skip up that hill.
He's circle, right?
Yeah. I think he's edge or maybe a little bit outside. Parker.
Oh, Parker.
That was a big risk because it rolls away. Every time it hits the front of that basket, it's always has a potential of rolling down that hill, and you're looking at a 4 after that. So
Parker with the 1-stroke lead on Bobby now. And
2 holes to go.
Shotwell has got 4, 15, and 16 at this point.
Yep, great. 14, 15,
nice
16.
For him,
yeah.
Huh? Parker's still looking pretty happy.
Parker trying to come back and take Keseloff's spot. This next hole is pretty much... there's that tree garden that the hyzer route is pretty much a no-go. But you could just throw something straight or maybe even a putter. Throw it down there. It's maybe like 270.
Yeah, you see a lot of guys throwing some...
Shotwell will show you. He'll throw a straight putter.
Yeah, that's looking good.
Looking good. It stayed a tad bit short. You can see his edge of the circle. Bobby doing the same thing. Showing you. Maybe he hyzered out a little bit up on that hill, but he's probably inside the circle too. Parker likes that forehand route. So the only thing you got to worry about with this forehand route is to make sure that you don't throw it too wide. Sometimes it doesn't go down the hill too much, especially when the grass is growing a lot. The grass will catch it.
The forehand is not easy.
No, it's not. That hill's
These
steep.
guys are making it look easy.
Yeah.
Parker.
Oh, He needed that one right there. That was a big putt right there.
Bobby makes it. They're tied up.
Yep. And he does. He makes it. They're all tied up, and the next hole is pretty much routine for all these open players.
Yeah, hole 18's got to be the easiest hole on the course.
Yeah.
For at least for the Lakeside.
Mm-hmm.
Shotwell, 4 in a row.
Wow. Yep. Great putt. Taking his time. That was perfect. That was perfect. Exactly what you want.
Keseloff with the 2.
Same thing.
Ooh.
That was good because
he almost came out.
Yeah, Parker was a little frustrated after missing that putt. That was good composure to keep and just drop in that par and still give him a chance.
This is a really easy. What about 220,
230 at most?
Yeah, a lot of people will be throwing a overstable putter.
Yep.
Maybe some mids.
And it's really no threat because it's flat up there. You don't have to worry too much about it skipping far or anything like that. And pretty much a lot of guys, this is the hole to ace run. This is the one that they usually go for, try to get that ace.
Yeah, this is the hole I wanted on. Last putt.
Dang. There's also a forehand route, but generally it's backhand's pretty routine.
Parker, great shot.
Yep.
Parker parking it.
Wow, to finish off.
5.
Shotwell, was it? You're right.
Shotwell, not
14,
Keseloff.
15, 16, 17, 18. Yep, 5 in a row. That's a great way to end the round. Chris also finishing off the round with a nice birdie. Bobby taps it in, and Parker's right there. He's gonna tap this in, and we have a tie for first. This was pretty.
So going into this, we were not able to get the drives, but this is the putt. Parker's out.
This is like 20 feet maybe at most, and he hits the basket.
Feeling the nerves a little bit.
Yeah, Bobby parked it. As you can see, he just tossed it in again right after that. Easy putt that he knew he could make, and Bobby just takes his putter and finishes the round with Parker's putter. Oh man, it was great. They were both
our Lakeside champion.
Yep, Bobby Musik. So
absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for watching. Again, this is West Coast Disc Golf. I'm Andrew Salazar with Technicolor Printing.
I'm Philip Pryback. Thanks for watching, guys.
Mirada. Bobby Musik. Bobby! First place in the playoffs. Shooting 93. He is our champion of the Lakeside. Yeah, thank you. Well, that was great. I had a great time playing with Parker. I mean, those young kids, that's what I love playing with and competing with, and hopefully showing them the ropes in the long run, teaching them how to be a winner and pushing them to the next level. That's so awesome. I loved playing with you. I can't wait to get it again next time. I'm sure you'll get me with that good putt. I think West Coast, they put on a great, every year they do this. It's undeniably this is a hard work for them, and let's give it up to them because
Clap for yourself, Ryan.
Sponsorships, I'd like to thank Latitude. My girlfriend, she's out there taking pictures. I mean, we got over here, Pryback, he was the same thing, getting all the filming and stuff. We appreciate that. See everyone next year. Hey,
love you, Bobby.